sisters, welcome back to my channel. I'm always coming to you with those relatable topics. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and by the looks of the title, you already know what we're going to talk about. So let's get right into the video. Okay, let's get right into it. I hope you guys have been doing okay. You know, I've been, since the last time I did an update on my personal life, I had a loss in my family, and I'm trying to, bounce back from that and stay focused. But in the meantime, between time, trust me, I am getting stuff done. I hope my sisters out there are doing quite fine. And just to give you some words of encouragement, no matter what you're going through, always remember that there's somebody out there that is going through worse than you. So hold your head up and continue to have hope that no matter what, you will push through. We all go through seasons in our lives, and it's just for a temporary, short period of time. So, oh, that is, did I just tell you the definition? Yeah, temporary, short period of time. You know what I mean. Okay, so in terms of relationships, you want to be mindful of the vocal language that you use in your relationship. I want to take the time out to highlight the fact that we have to be careful what we say. Whether married, single, in a committed situationship, whatever it is, you have to be mindful that what you say and do is very powerful, but more in particularly what you say. And I want to bring this to your attention, sis and kings out there, that we all are human. We say things out of pocket, out of line, here and there, but the essence of being able to be so opinionated and open with your partner does not always mean that you can say anything you feel like saying, just because you know that you share a special bond with this individual. And the thing about it is, it's just like speaking things into existence. The power of manifestation. There's a reason why people swear by these actions and these rituals. And I don't know if you ever heard of a religious individual referring to scriptures in the Bible that cover this very particular topic that I'm covering now. In essence, where what you say out of your mouth can be very powerful, whether you meant it or not. Once you say it, you can't take it back. It's out into the atmosphere. And try to remember that walls do have ears, and what you put out there into the universe is definitely gonna be reflected in your life 10 times fold, which leads to karma. So what goes around comes around, indirectly and directly, especially in a relationship. Now, the whole point of me bringing this up is, personally, I have experienced this where you get into certain type of predicaments, arguments, situations where you feel cornered, and nobody likes to feel cornered in their relationship. So sometimes you say things off the handle, it's very random, you didn't think before you said it, or it came across a certain kind of way, and it's just like, well, once you already said it, there's no going back, even if you didn't mean it. So you have to be mindful of how you conduct your verbiage, your verbal language, your communication in your relationships, because it definitely can affect you whether that relationship lasts or it doesn't last. And the reason why I say from a personal perspective is because, for example, I was the woman that would say, well, I don't need you, but I want you. And, that term alone can sound very demeaning. It can sound very selfish, but it's like, I didn't mean it in a manner of which I don't care about you, or I'm not gonna put in any energy because I don't need you. And I find that a lot of women, just like me, have to embrace their independence in relationships, especially nowadays. We have to make it clear that we can stand on our own 2 feet and hold it down for ourselves, but it's done in a manner where it can come across as, well, if you want me but don't need me, why am I here? Your partner definitely has the right to see it that way, because that's how it sounds. And it can cause more confusion, it can cause more chaos than what you really need at the moment in time in your relationship or your situation. There's often times that people get into arguments and they say things like, okay, go ahead and go do what you want to do, or I don't care no more. It's just slight things like that. You let that type of energy out into the atmosphere. Trust me, walls are listening. You don't know who is around when you're saying those things. You don't know if the person is, I mean, this may sound crazy, but it happens a lot. You don't know if the person is on the phone when you're going off on them with somebody else and that person is hearing you. You don't know if, you're arguing with someone out in public and, the wrong person hears you or sees you. Like, you just have to be very mindful because it can affect you in the long run. I really want to take this moment in time to just address this for all my sisters out there. Be very careful of what you say, honey. It can affect you greatly, okay? Whether it costs you your life, it will cost you your relationship. Well, yeah, your relationship is your life. Technically, right? Because we do everything by the book for our relationships. So, yeah. I would say your life is your relationship. Your relationship is your life, vice versa. Especially in this day and time, but if you want good karma to be in your relationship, then you have to be able to control what you say. Try to think before you talk. I know it sounds old school, but yeah, try to think before you talk, because all of us have different love languages. I've mentioned this before in a previous video. I think it's the one before this one. And it's just like, yeah, all of us have different love languages. All of us communicate differently. All of us perceive things differently in relationships pertaining to love and intimacy. And so, therefore, if you have someone splurting out things in anger and it sounds demeaning to your partner, or it sounds like a hit below the belt, eventually the bond will be broken. Eventually, insecurities will grow as a result of these type of languages being used, and you're just right back at square one. You're right back at trying to maintain the bond or rebuild it, because oftentimes, we can say some things that would just definitely destroy the whole relationship. We definitely can have enough and get to our breaking point and just let it all out, and we don't think about how it comes out. And it definitely would just leave you feeling like, oh my God, did I really say that? I really messed up this time. How am I gonna make up for it? And that's another thing too. Like, yeah, we make mistakes. We'll say things that we don't necessarily mean to say. But it's like, how many times are you going to do this and then try to make it right? We need to be more accountable for our actions and relationships, because if you want love, especially unconditional love and respect from your partner, then you have to behave in that manner. So you have to show this individual respect and unconditional love in how you treat them and how you talk to them and how you behave concerning to them, and vice versa. I know it's very unfair to pinpoint us ladies and say, like, we are this, we are that, but we get that a lot anyway. So why not take responsibility, you know, wear the hat where it fits and fix it? We can definitely be verbal in a manner where it's not insulting. We can definitely do that. I know when feelings are running high, it's hard to control ourselves. I know when you're at your breaking point, you've had enough, you're tired of going through the same old with this individual. It's just so hard to contain your bitterness, your hurt. But the disappointment of it all is knowing that maybe you've made it through some of the worst situations with this person, and it's all gonna go down the drain because of one simple thing you said out of hurt and anger. You know what I'm saying? So we have to definitely grasp this behavior. We have to try and adapt healthier verbal language in love and intimacy, because it could be the smallest thing sometimes. It could be like, I don't like when you do this, or I don't like when you try to tell me how to dress, or I don't like that you keep tabs on me. And it's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that really definitely does apply to any type of relationship that you have, whether it be professionally, personal, interpersonal relationships, um, intimate relationships, like colleagues, friends, family, the whole nine. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that definitely applies in your love life. That is the main retrospect of it all. Love revolves around communication, because without proper communication, you can't get to know each other, you can't bond with each other, you can't hang out, you can't connect on different levels without communication. So communication is the bottom line. It's how you build a solid bond with your individual. It's how you upkeep that bond and maintain it. And it's also how you will see out your relationship when things do get rough. Because there's oftentimes things get rough and your relationship falls apart in an instance, and then you're often wondering, like, was my relationship ever strong in the first place? Like, was it ever solid? Because why every time something small happens, like all hell breaks loose, everything turns upside down? This would be a perfect way for you to analyze that. It's because your communication is weak. You have to broaden your horizon when it comes to speaking your opinion and being bold and open and vulnerable. There's ways to do it. You should not be doing it by insulting your partner in any shape, way, or form, because then you're making your partner believe that it's okay, that this behavior is okay. And it's a catch-22, because oftentimes, if that's how you're going to communicate with each other, then you both are lowering your standards within the relationship. And what I mean by that is, you often find yourself like saying and doing things out of manipulation or out of control or out of hurt, because you want that person to feel how you felt when they said something off key to you. You catch my drift? It becomes petty. It becomes a petty back and forth, a power trip, and then, before you know it, a relationship that was once admired by many and, respected by family members and close friends, now becomes like a total hellhole. And it has no morals, no solid foundation, no nothing. It's just tit for tat, disrespect after disrespect, and oftentimes that leads to physical assault, that leads to intimate partner violence, that leads to domestic violence and things of those sort, because the respect is gone. and the love standard was never upheld. You know, it is of your responsibility as well as your partners to uphold a certain standard in your relationship so that things can be um how do I say this, socially endeavored. Yeah, socially endeavored, because what I mean by that is, you know, in today's society that we live in, with the economy at all odds, you know, it's hard to keep grasp of what tomorrow may bring. And if your relationship is unstable, if this is the partner that you're trying to build your life with, if that situation is unstable and you guys can't even do something as small as communicate, how are you going to build a life with this individual? How are you guys going to see eye to eye? You know, it's just stuff like that. And that's when you find yourself feeling stuck, feeling miserable, feeling trapped, feeling defeated, feeling highly disappointed in pertaining to love and your intimate relationships, because it's like, okay, you and this person had common ground once before, and now all of a sudden you don't, because there's no seeing eye to eye, there's no accepting each other's openness and honesty without hitting below the belt. So, sis, if you understand what I'm saying to you, kings out there, if you watch my video, because I'm starting to realize that a lot of men are starting to tap in. Thank you so much. I may not do videos pertaining to men directly, but I'm pretty sure you can watch my videos and learn a thing or two, or understand where I'm coming from a woman's perspective, which is great. So thank you for watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and make sure you subscribe. But in other words, yeah, sis, we really need to get a hold of our communication skills. Um, you know, do small things like read books on intimacy, read books on being vulnerable, read books, watch YouTube videos, do something that won't take you completely out of your way and out of your character. By no means necessary am I telling you to change who you are as a woman and who you know yourself to be. No, but I'm just saying, you know, tweak it a little bit. Just a little bit, especially if you want this relationship to last. If you really cherish this relationship, just tweak it a little bit. Try to understand your communication skills and what you mean when you refer to certain things. Just try to understand your love language. I will not stop emphasizing on that. Try to understand your love language. What do you mean when you get upset and say you don't care anymore? What do you mean when you just ignore messages and phone calls? Like, what do you mean? Ask yourself, why do I do that? What do I mean by that? Does it really mean that it's over, or does it mean that I'm shutting down mentally, spiritually, emotionally? And try to get a hold of it before you ruin your life. Yeah, before you ruin your life and your relationship, because yeah, your relationship is your life at this point. It's what you really look forward to, right? So yeah, ask yourself some little small questions. Try to maintain some type of moral when it comes to communicating to your partner. And remember, you know, I've been through it. I've been through it. Anything that I come and tell you guys in these videos, it's from personal experience as well. I'm not gonna say that I'm totally innocent. I'm not. I've lived and I've learned, and it has allowed me the grace to come and display my disappointments to try and help another. And that's why I truly appreciate this opportunity to have my YouTube channel, and I have a lot of relatable topics that you guys will love upcoming this summer. So stay tuned, and yeah. Um I really just want to see my sisters happy in love. You know what I mean? I really do, because I just feel like that's all That's all that's left. And there's a lot of broken women out here. There's a lot of women that have lost hope when it comes to love. I've met a lot of women, middle aged, young, and seniority, where they're just like, to hell with love. And they're very closed minded when it comes to relationships nowadays. And I could totally understand why, but it's just like, if people would just take a step back and stop pointing the finger, and take some type of responsibility for their actions in love as well, then maybe you would have a better chance or a better outlook on love. And maybe you would understand that it does take two. It takes two. You're not in it alone. You may feel alone because you're misunderstood, but you're not alone. And what you do to contribute to the situation definitely, definitely makes a difference too, because each one teaches one. So if you decide to point the finger at your partner all the time, and you can't address your faults, or you can't sit back and hear yourself, then why should they hear you? Why should they take the time to understand you, and understand your love language and your communication and what you mean by what you say? Because, I mean, if we're being all the way real, we have so much burdens already. We wake up with burdens on our shoulders. Okay, and we have to step out there into the world every day with those burdens, and come back in home after a full day with more burdens on top of the burdens that we woke up with. So you don't want your relationship to be one of those burdens. I don't know, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I know I don't. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, because your relationship is supposed to be your harmony. Your relationship is supposed to be your dwelling place, where you feel safest, where you feel the most comfortable, where you feel like you could just breathe, right? So you have to try and, yeah, you have to try and uphold that atmosphere for your sake. So if that means just taking a moment to say, okay, why do we keep arguing like this? Why do we keep hitting below the belt? Why do we keep insulting each other? Why do we keep disrespecting each other? Is there something I could do to just change it up a little bit so it doesn't keep happening this way? Like, can I try to talk to my partner in a different manner? Can I try to understand my feelings and why I feel like I have to communicate the way I do? Like, it's just that simple little step right there would make a huge difference. So, thank you for watching. And like I said before, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I am Coach Sweetie, and if you haven't known already, if you're new to my channel, thank you for coming in. I am a relationship wellness coach, and I do these videos to try and encourage all my women out there that have been through, some turmoil in love, and whether that is, you know, domestic violence, just bitter past relationships that they can't heal from. Encouraging my women that you are not alone. No matter what the situation is, you're not alone. And I try to cover every aspect of what a different woman would go through in relationships, including myself. So I'm not perfect. I'm not a medical professional. I am not, none of those things. I'm a coach. I'm a relationship coach. And I'm sort of like your best friend. So if you want to book a session, I will provide the link below in the description box. You can contact us on Instagram. The link is down below, and I'll also put it here where you can find our Instagram page. And I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, thank you for watching. Peace. Hold on, sis. One more thing, okay? And I say this with the most discernment in my heart, okay? As another woman to another woman, I want to say this, okay? We need to be mindful that we are often stereotyped. We are stereotyped as the angry woman, okay? I would say, angry black women, but not all black women watch my channel. So in generalization of my audience, I just want to say, bear in fact that us women are stereotyped in the most demeaning way, that we're angry, we're bitter, we're broken, we're lost, we're confused, we're weak, we're all of these things. So, how we conduct ourselves is very important, and how we relay our feelings is very important. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this video. I need you to understand the utmost importance of how you converse with others, how you conduct yourself, how you communicate. Okay? You can be heard without being on top of your lungs. Let me say that again. You can be heard without being on top of your voice, the tip of your voice, okay? I want you to understand that. I want you to truly embrace that. You can get results out of someone without being the typical angry woman that is screaming on top of your lungs to get your point across, okay? You can defend yourself without being at the top of your voice, okay? You can do whatever it is you need to do without being displayed as another stereotype. I really want us to embrace this and to step away from it, because if you haven't realized what's been going on with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and the certain circumstances of the social activity that's been happening in the economy, the world as it is today, women are always targeted in some type of way, fashion, or form. And we have the power to regain structure, to regain respect in society. And all we have to do is embrace it and take certain measures to make sure that we step away from any type of stereotype that we can. So, sis, from the bottom of my heart, I really want you to take time to realize your environment that you're living in. Okay, whether it be starting with a relationship of yours or family members or friends, please, 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 take your time when communicating with others. Don't display that stereotype of being just another angry, broken woman, another weak woman, okay? Because you are not that. You are so much more. And if you find yourself in that type of situation where you're triggered to behave as such, you need to walk away. You need to remain your lovely, uphold your dignity, and walk away, because you're worth so much more. And there is so much more to life than being angry. There's so much more to life than just trying to constantly defend yourself, feeling like every drop of the dime you have to defend your womanhood, you have to defend your femininity. You don't have to. And if you feel like you do, walk away. As my company motto for my agency, you are a rare diamond that deserves the love you seek. So if you are in any type of situation that makes you feel like you have to behave in such manner to be heard, no more, sis. No more. Thanks for watching. Until next time.